Hi everyone, this is Miss Woody at Heiser Middle School, and today we are graphing transformations of quadratic functions in standard form. Up until this point we have graphed in vertex form, which is what we did yesterday. We also factored. We found the solutions, which is the x-axis intercepts. We did a lot of different things with quadratics so far, and this is the last thing we're going to do. And then we're going to take a test that has everything all together on it. So these equations are in standard form. You know they're in standard form because the exponents go 2, 1, and then 0. So the 2 has to be first, and then the 1 has to be second, and then the 1 with nothing, the constant, has to be last. So the way we're going to do this, we're not going to factor. You could, but then you would have to graph the x-intercepts. Then you would have to make a table to figure out where the rest of the points would go, and it would just be a mess. Graphing calculator would be helpful. Can't guarantee you'll be able to use one on that test in 2 weeks, so we might as well figure out how to do it without, and it's actually really simple. It's only 3 steps. Anybody can remember how to do this, so let's get started on that first one. So it's going to be in purple. The first step in doing any of this is negative b over 2a. Simple little formula, way easier than quadratic formula. No song for this one though. So we're going to plug in the same way we did for quadratic formula. Our b is the second number, which is negative 4, so negative 4. And then 2a, so 2 negative 1, because a is negative 1. And we get positive 4 over negative 2, which is negative 2. So what that tells us what our x is going to be for our vertex. That is also our axis of symmetry. So that is the line that cuts our parabola into 2 perfectly equal pieces. So let's see. We know our x, but we don't know our y. So how could we find the y? Well, we could plug in negative 2 in where the x's are, and that would tell us what y is. So let's do that. So we get negative 2 squared minus 4 times negative 2 minus 2. That gives us, that is positive 4 with a negative on it. And that's positive 8 minus 2, so that gives me 2. So we know our y value is going to be 2. So our vertex is going to be negative 2, 2. So let's put that on this graph. So negative 2, 2. There is our vertex. So third step is the same step we did on vertex form, actually. It's really simple. We just got to look at that very, very front number, and it is a negative. So we know that we're going to be downwards. So we're going to open downwards somehow. Doesn't have a number other than the negative 1. So we know it's not going to be super skinny. We know it's not going to be wide. It's just going to be normal. So we have down 1 over 1 both ways. And our pattern is 1 and then 3 and then 5. And same with the other way. 1 and then 3 and then 5. And there is our first quadratic. Let's try another one of those. So we're going to find the axis of symmetry first. So our axis of symmetry is going to be, what did I do that for? Our axis of symmetry is going to be negative 12 over 2 times 2, which is going to be negative 3. That is our x. We're going to plug in. So -2 with -3 with -3 and plus 14. So that's 918 minus 36 plus 14. So that's going to be -4, which is our y. So our vertex is going to be -3, -4. So -3, -4. Oh, I forgot to draw our vertical line right there. So -3, -4, that is our vertex. And then we're twice as tall because our front number is a 2. So instead of going up 1 and then 3 and then 5, we're going to go up 2 and then 6 and then 10. Twice as much. So up 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 10's not going to happen. So let's go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is our second graph. Alright, third one. Oh, it has a fraction in it. That'll be alright. So, let's see. Same formula. So -b over 2a. So 4 over 2 times half. And half of 2 is 1, so you get 4 over 1, which is 4. So our x is 4. Then our y, by plugging it in, we get half of 4 squared minus 4 times 4 plus 9. So we get 16, half of that is 8, minus 16 plus 9. So we're going to get 1 for our y. So our vertex is 4, 1. So that is our axis of symmetry at 4. So 4, 1. And we're half as tall. So we're going to go up half because we're not going up all the way to 1. We're going up halfway, then over 1 both ways. And instead of going up 3 from there, we need to go up 1.5. So half, 1, over 1, half, 1, and over 1. And then instead of going up 5, we're going to go up 2.5. So 1, 2.5 over 1, 1, 2.5 over 1. And then instead of going up 7, we could go up 3.5. So we go up 1, or half, 1, 2, 3 over 1, half, 1, 2, 3 over 1. Hey, we fit all kinds of dots on that one. Alright, so basically the same as yesterday. A little bit different. I wouldn't say this is harder. It's just different. If you have any questions, be sure to ask me in class. I will see you guys tomorrow.